Hello, the first and foremost step is Visual Studio installation. So in Visual Studio installation, so just go to the Google, search for the Visual Studio download. This will take you to the Microsoft Visual Studio website and where you could download the latest version of the Visual Studio, which I have downloaded is the Visual Studio 2022, the community version. So after so this basically downloads the installed download location, and just double click it, and this will open the um, installer where you can list down where you can see the various uh, the environment which you want to set up and how to. So here we're going to set up the desktop environment with C++. So this is approximately 9 GB, so this takes some times, depends upon your internet speed. So just make sure you have installed this desktop environment C++. Since so in OpenCV installation, the similar setup, so just go to the Google and try to search the OpenCV release. So this will take you to the OpenCV website where you could download the latest version. Similarly here to the download location here. So this is approximately around 200 MB, and this is basically a zip content. So you have to extract this zip content into the wherever location you want. So for me, I'm going to choose C Open Drive OpenCV. So this is a location where it will extract the contents of this installation. So let's go inside the OpenCV, the extracted content. So you can look here the build and source files. So the one more step we have to do here is we have to set the environment variables. For that, you could see just execute this command prompt. And that's it, almost done. So this automatically sets the environment variables and also the Python variable, and this is all we have to do it for the OpenCV installation for right now. Our next step is we're going to configure the OpenCV in a Visual Studio. So this is the most important step. So now create a new project in a Visual Studio. So I'm going to create with the name CV project, and so get the source file and try to add a new source. Uh, so so just create a new CPP file, and then just try to include the headers of OpenCV and others. So, but when I try to include the OpenCV, you could see there is the compilation error in line number 2. So, this to solve this compilation errors, we have to set up the project properties. In a project properties, right click on the project, go to the properties, and you change this configuration to the all configuration. This is a very important step. So otherwise, you may get some problem in different modes. So in debug mode, uh, 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 it may work in debug mode, but it may not be work in the release mode. So just make sure you have set it all configuration, and here choose the include directories. So in include directories, we need to add a new include path, which is pointed to the OpenCV location. So we have already extracted the OpenCV in a C drive OpenCV. So I'm going to choose the location, C drive OpenCV, and select build and add the include directory. So that's it. This is about the first step. The second step is about the library directories. So I'm going to add a new library paths. So here also go to the C drive OpenCV, and here I'm going to select the 64-bit version. So just remember this. So this is a very important step. So go to x64 and choose the VC15, and go to the lib. Yeah, choose the lib, and then that's it. So this is a second step, and now we need to add the linker files also. So for the linker files, we need to go to the additional library directories. So choose the same location what you have chosen in for the for the library directories. So go to the C drive, OpenCV, and build x64 VC15 lib. Exactly. So that's it. Done. So the next is very important step. So the fourth step is a very important step where we need to set up the additional dependencies. So for this, you have to change this. This a very the configuration specific for the debug mode. and release mode. So first I'm going to set the debug mode. So here we have to choose we need to include the library file, which is called the OpenCV World 455, and don't forget to add d.dll. So this is for the debug mode. So, and this is in a debug mode, and similarly, we need to do it for the release mode. So whenever it asks for the, yeah, so for the release mode, I have already added. So that's it. So just make sure you could it's there, the OpenCV World 445. It's not a D, just note on dot lib. So in the release mode. So these are the two important steps we have to, two more important steps we have to do it. So after configuring all these steps, you let's hope all our compilation errors will be gone in the source code. So yeah, that's it. So no compilation errors now, and just check the access the simple API, the OpenCV version. Try to print the OpenCV version. Yes. So by adding this CV underscore version, the version what we have installed 455 gets printed out in the output console. So yeah. So let's run this program. Uh, Yeah, now we can see the OpenCV 4.5.5 which got installed. The next step we do is we try to load the simple image, try to display the simple image, try to read the image and display the image in a CP with help of OpenCP APIs. So the image what we're going to choose is here pictures board, and you just I try to open the image. So this is the image we are trying to open in the C++ with help of OpenCV APIs. So for that, these are the very important two lines we need to add. The one is the image read, and one is the image show. So the next step is when you execute this source code, you may end up in a compilation file stating that the DLL is not found. To solve this error, we need to copy the OpenCV world 445 d.dll into the near to the executable location. So for me, I'm running in a debug mode, so I'm going to copy d.dll file. If you try to run in a release mode, you have to copy the OpenCV world 445.dll. So just note down the differences between the release mode and the debug mode. DLL could be found in the extracted content of the OpenCV. So, for example, we have extracted the OpenCV into the location C drive OpenCV2. So you can search and you can find this OpenCV World 445D, and also the release mode DLL could be also found in that folder. Thing is, we need to add the another important API, which is a wait key. Otherwise, the windows will be popped up, and it get automatically get closed since the program execution is done. And now let's run it once again. Let's see the images is get read by the C++ program and displayed. Yeah, here. This is done. So this is all about today's video. So what we have done is we have installed the Visual Studio from the scratch. We have installed the OpenCV from the scratch, and we have set up the variable path. And next is try to configure the OpenCV paths in the project libraries, or in the Visual Studio project libraries. Um, so and then we try to print out the simple OpenCV version, and next step is we try to program is about reading the image and displaying in with help of OpenCV. So this is all for today, and maybe in next step we will look all these step in how to do it in a CMake, and also how to include the TensorFlow on the top of this. So